One of the most fecund ideas you may find amongst the often juvenile futuristic principles is expressed by the title of the manifesto, Futuristic Reconstruction of the Universe. The futurists stated that their intention to decorate everyday life with bright, energetic colors. Let's make the world anew, let's have a laugh, let's change whatever we don't like. That's what futurism planned to achieve by implementing a new lifestyle inspired by vitalistic impulses. This all sounds promising and a bit troubling. It also seems very vague. What did this proclamation mean, in the end? How did this program plan to influence people's ordinary existence? Futurism aimed to change both the aesthetical and practical experience of everyday life. Instead of imprisoning art and beauty into dusty museum halls, the avant-garde promoted a pervasive diffusion of art. Your flat is grey and dull? Let's revive it with colorful tapestries and some nice furniture. Perhaps in your daily commute you are expected to cross a depressing neighborhood, to walk down awful alleys or jump on dirty, sad trains. Then we shall cheer up the walls with bright affiches. We will cast our paintings on the clouds. We can make that train chromed and bold. Even the most insignificant detail of your routine, your toaster, your ashtray, your umbrella, could be saved and transfigured into something vital and new by reworking its nature according to the futurist guidelines. And do not worry, it will be an affordable revolution, for futurism planned to launch mass production in order to cut the prices down and make art truly popular. Besides that, futurism claimed art was something wider, more complex than what people usually found in dusty museums. Here's how Boschiero puts it.
Una cosa, diciamo, che contraddistingue in maniera...
Applied arts played a role in this kind of futurism. In the manifesto Futuristic Reconstruction of the Universe, it is said that creating innovative items is the most important aspect of the reconstruction.
To this end, futurism pushed for applied arts, like furniture or automotive design, to be accepted as art tout court, instead of being considered some second-tier form of art. In the end, applied arts bring beauty to everyday life, and that's what futurism wanted, and advertising could get. Advertising was indeed the Trojan horse inside which futurist art hid to conquer the world. If you look at Depero's works, both posters, paintings and tapestries, you'll notice how they have several common features. Art historians talk about the so-called Depero style, which is a pictorial language focused on being joyful, energetic and full of colors. Depero composed the image by juxtaposing shapes made of flat, striking colors. Those shapes form puppets and robots punctuating an uniform background. Depero's knowledge of lettering techniques is also behind the eye-striking images that match the new needs of the advertising business. Check out our site, italianculturepodcast.com, and take a closer look at some of his affiches. You'll probably have the same feelings Davide Campari had when in 1926 he laid his eyes on Depero's work while looking for someone who could spice up his advertising strategy. Because it's time that these two, Depero and Campari, meet in person. 1926 is the year industry and avant-garde collided. Depero is frantic in his letters. Did the meeting go well, or was it an utter fiasco? He and Fedele Azzari chased Davide Campari for months, sending sketches, concepts, trying to catch the uber-busy entrepreneur. When they met, Campari seemed interested but still hesitant. He was trying to decipher the young man and his art. Why is Depero so dramatic now? Why so tense? Well, Campari is not just an ordinary business opportunity. He is the only chance, the sole solution. as Depero writes to his wife. In the artist's eyes, it represents the key to achieve the futuristic reconstruction of the universe. What a disgrace, what a misfortune, what an endless misfortune, that's what Depero writes to Rosetta. Campari doesn't make up his mind, the letter goes on. Let's hope he buys at least 4 sketches. He bought them. He definitely bought them. Because in their second meeting he came to terms with Depero and forged one of the most significant partnerships the advertising world had ever seen. First came the painting, Squisito al Cels, Seltzer Delight. It was displayed at the Venice Biennale in 1926. This doesn't sound quite right, does it? Depero, the one who talked about freeing art from museums, the futurist who planned to paint the streets in vermilion and cobalt, how did he end up hanging his painting in the Biennale? Well, you see, this is not a regular painting nor an affiche. This is a quote-unquote advertising painting. That's how Depero called it. Take a look at it. You'll find it on our site, italianculturepodcast.com. You'll see a bar, and within the bar a couple of men, sitting at a couple of tables while looking at a couple of soda siphons spraying seltzer in a couple of conic glasses. In the background you read the words Bitter Campari, flashing like a neon sign hanging from the wall. According to Depero, this is art in its purest form. Cast aside all the theoretical speculations, stop claiming aesthetics is a frigid rain of ideas. Art is not pure. Art is functional, it serves a purpose. It has always been like that. Once it celebrated the heroes, the generals, who were portrayed as naked, triumphant gods. Nowadays, modern art glorifies modern heroes. And who are those champions, you may wonder? Easy. Industrialists, businessmen, and entrepreneurs. Those who keep our needs satisfied. Those who make the modern world spin around its axis. Those are the men of the hour. And that's what Squisito al Cels is. Nothing more, nothing less than the highest prize to the company producing seltzer. Campari loved it. But this is just the beginning. The advertising material Depero produced in the next 4 years is simply astonishing. Not only because of its quantity, but mostly because of what it meant to the marketing world. Boschiero.
Depero riesce a svecchiare.
He was able to modernize marketing communications. He changed the way it has previously been performed and codified by giants such as Dudovic. For instance, Depero changed the rules of newspaper advertising by creating funny, cartoon-like ads.
One can only imagine how people of the time reacted to the small affiche portraying a robot, or more precisely a mechanical gentleman, who's strolling in thick rain while he drinks from the handle of an upside-down umbrella. The tagline is, "If rain were bitter Campari." Or what about the puzzle guy whose conic head ends with a glass of Campari? Here the pun is even simpler. Drink too much Campari and it will go to your head. But still drink it. This all may seem naive, even silly to us, children of the viral digital marketing era, but this form of communication was something exceptional in the early 20th century, when people were accustomed to plainer forms of advertising. Besides drawing sketches, Depero implemented a 360-degree campaign that involved mosaics, pieces of furniture like lamps and trays, an advertising booth made of letters spelling the word Campari, and so on. He also assembled one small billboard mounted on a tripod that was meant to be positioned on the bar to advertise Campari drinks. To be more precise, he designed the whole bar, which was planned to open in New York. and since cinema was the main form of mass entertainment back then, he crafted a set of removable backdrops that should have been displayed during the intermission. You know, he went one step further, while being just an off-screen diversion. Why couldn't Campari be the protagonist right on the screen? We don't know much about this project, but we do know that Depero began work on a script for a Campari film that never saw the light, as many concepts of his.